Heavy in our hearts as always, and we are underway. Tulane and Memphis, second meeting of the season, and Curtis Williams Jr. able to finish right away, 7 seconds in. That's a good start to get Tulane on board. So Memphis, the 7 straight losses again, most in 32 seasons. Lost 8 in a row in the 1993-94 campaign. That was a year after Penny Hardaway left Memphis and went to the NBA. They double down low. That ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Memphis back in late February. Shot clock's at 5. Doug McDaniel triggers in. It's a 3-ball for Thedford and a rebound for Curtis Williams. Doug McDaniel triggers in. It's a 3-ball for Thedford and a rebound for Curtis Williams Jr. So Luke Rasmussen, who had started the previous 10 games, not in the starting lineup today. Percy Daniels gets a senior day start. Good for him as the starting lineup for Tulane, brought to you by Capital One. Pretty cool for Percy to make his 3rd start of the season on senior day.
Hey, he's a big-time guy. You know, again, we're going to need some rim protecting in early on in this game to set the tone. And, you know, doesn't hurt that it is senior day, too. That's a big time for him and Tyler Ringgold.
Ringgold stepping back and drills the jumper. And the Green Wave have opened up 2 of 2. Memphis starting 5 also brought to you by Capital One. Bradshaw inside. And he's able to recover after it was briefly knocked out of his hands. This is Quante Berry and now Doug McDaniel, who we spotlighted off the top. They have used 17 different starting lineups this season. That ball on the deck. A tie-up. Thedford. All 5 are transfers. 14 of the 15 on the roster are transfers. They have 1 freshman in Simon Majok. That's, of course, been a storyline I talked about all roster are transfers. They have 1 freshman in Simon Majok. That's, of course, been a storyline I talked about all year long as Bradshaw misses for the mid-range. So Penny Hardaway all season long has worked to try to find the right lineup combination as Williams misses on a 3. Tulane's first miss from the floor. Worked to try to find the right lineup combination as Williams misses on a 3. Tulane's first miss from the floor. Well, this guy is the engine that makes them go, and Doug.
They're going to need to Tulane's going to need to keep him under wraps, you know, because Doug McDaniels is quick. He's kind of he has that microwave badge, you know. He kind of needs a couple to go through, and he can be a real problem early on in the game for Tulane.
Asher Woods inside draws a foul, and on his.
So a very crafty, smart, high IQ player as well.
For his career at Tulane, as he knocks down both, the 6th all-time in free throw percentage. So a great offensive start for the Green Wave. 2 of 3 floor and a couple of free throws in attack mode early. This is Zach Davis, the South Carolina transfer, feeding. In their rotation, they've got 7 guys 6'8" or taller. McDaniel sidestep on a triple. He's off the mark. Volleyball rebound grabbed by Williams. 6'8" or taller. McDaniel sidestep on a triple. He's off the mark. Volleyball rebound grabbed by Williams. And Tulane wants to push. The trailer is Asher Woods. In the lane finds Ringgold. Passes on a 3 and on a baseline drive that's knocked out.
Big time for them on the offensive rebound, offensive rebounding. And it's going to be a big challenge for Tulane to really be able to control 2 long, lanky guys right there, offensively and defensively as well, switching everything, playing high-intensity basketball.
Woods for 3. Knew it was short when it left his hands. Percy Daniels on the offensive glass.
As well, switching everything, playing high-intensity basketball.
Woods for 3. Knew it was short when it left his hands. Percy Daniels on the offensive glass, but grabbed by Memphis. McDaniel's about as quick a guard as you'll find in America, with an incredible handle as well. This is Quante Berry inside to Bradshaw. Almost slid the pivot foot. And now Berry backtracking on Woods. So far the defense on point for Tulane. McDaniel tries to split a double team. Knocked away, taken by Woods. So far the defense on point for Tulane. McDaniel tries to split a double team. Knocked away, taken by Woods. Tulane initially had numbers. And now it's Ringgold. Down the lane. He lost it. Memphis takes it away. Tulane initially had numbers. And now it's Ringgold. Down the lane, he lost it. Memphis takes it away. Berry to Thedford. Inside against Daniels, puts it up and in. And they're back within 2.
It's a big time. This is going to be a back-and-forth type of game, and Memphis has, Thedford running in transition and finishing through a shot blocker like Percy Daniels right there is a big time for Memphis to get themselves kind of going real quick.
Western Kentucky transfer, averaged more than 12 per game a season ago for the Hilltoppers in Bowling Green, and that ball out of. And now Memphis. So when you look at these two teams, you were talking earlier, partner, a little bit about keys and what could be going on for each team to try.
Ball pressure, intensity, and just have a lot of guys flying around for being able to kind of weather that storm is going to be, and then also being able to crash and control that offense and defensive board as well.
A rare first free throw miss for Bradshaw, who came in better than 78%. Memphis actually in the second half against Tulane in their first meeting February 1st went 18 for 19 at the line in the second half. That was a big reason why they clawed back into that game and nearly won it before Tulane held on. Brumbaugh down the lane. Finds Williams. Back to Brumbaugh with a size mismatch. He'll try a three. He's off the mark. And Woods hustling for that rebound. That's going to be.
And Devlin, and right by the speaker, and they're like, he's a speaker man, and he kind of had everything going, and just a life of the party, and that just is a small piece of what Greg brought to wherever he was at in any environment he was in.
Yeah, just an incredible tragedy, his passing in late July, but Tulane's done its best to hang in there all season long. Brumbaugh tries a three and hits. His previous 3 games had been just 2 for 12 from 3, and he knocks that one down.
Big time shot by Rowan Brumbaugh. Again, having kind of spreading the wealth right now and being able to, just play freely, play open, but also play with confidence is big time against a Memphis team that tries to take that away from you.
Something about him seeing that Memphis jersey makes him play well. It's a lob down low, and
he's playing through a dislocated elbow. He's been on the floor. He's been in the weeds. He's playing hard. He's just a guy. He's playing with all pure grit right now and just pure adrenaline, and I love it.
Now, Memphis can certainly do that as Woods had it stripped. Knocked away and taken by Memphis.
Pure adrenaline, and I love it.
Now, Memphis can certainly do that as Woods had it stripped. Knocked away and taken by Memphis, and this is where they're at their best in transition. Another lob. Bradshaw that time went up for it. At ball 7 times per game, which is around the top half of the American. Woods might have hurt his hand. He's kind of holding on to his wrist as he went to the bench there. So Scotty Middleton, KJ Green on for Tulane. Bradshaw for 3. And a foul called on the floor. That is the worst rebounding team in the conference. Nearly a -8 margin. So that'll be a storyline to watch. Bad pass on the inbound by McDaniel. Nearly a -8 margin. So that'll be a storyline to watch. Bad pass on the inbound by McDaniel. Williams running with Brumbaugh to the lane for 2.
Right there, turning your defense into your best offense, getting free, easy baskets in transition is huge for either team to get, trying to get themselves a lead and create some type of distance.
Sylla missed a bunny inside. Williams grabs the KJ Green, brings it across the timeline. Approaching 6 minutes gone by, opening half here in New Orleans, and Thetford right in the passing lane, and then a foul on Williams. And then some extracurricular activity. There is no love lost between these two teams, even despite the fact that there's not a single Memphis player that prior to this season had necessarily played in this rivalry because they're all new to the team.
The funny part is like this conference is, any Memphis team that walks in here, you're going to play with that grit. You're going to play with that, kind of have that edginess to you. And Memphis, when you put that jersey on, you're in it. And Thetford is kind of Mr. Memphis, local hometown kid coming back home, wanting to put on for his city and put on for his team. And he plays with that grit, and Coach Hardaway says that he's somebody that he can always rely on to be that junkyard dog when he needs him.
I think Penny Hardaway right now was asking Steven Anderson about a possible review on an appeal of a
previous play is under review for a potential flagrant foul.
Yeah, so there's a difference here between a challenge and a flagrant in college basketball. If you're still getting acquainted with the rules this season, things are tricky at times. Our officiating crew of Todd Austin, Steven Anderson, and Josue Nieves. Basically, there are challengeable plays, and then there are plays that you can appeal that can be basically raised as far as what the initial call was on the floor. And so it was a foul call. The question is, would it be upgraded to a flagrant based on how harsh the contact was? You saw the Memphis bench pretty much gesturing right away. Here's another look. Thetford. That's not going to. Okay, I guess maybe it was the contact on Green. I thought there was also some initial contact on Williams beforehand. I'll say this: if it's that contact, I'm not sure that would be it. But if you watch the runaway here, I think this is the action they're talking about. Watch Williams. Yeah, there's not a whole lot there. So the question would be then just Green going up after the whistle.
I could see a little bit maybe from the tug, but that's not much in my opinion. Maybe with KJ Green, the little extracurricular afterwards, But on top of that, that's kind of just a little bit of the rivalry that they have here. Maybe they just let that go.
There is no flagrant foul on the play. It'll be Memphis ball on the sideline with 28 on the shot clock. This was an official's review, not a coach's challenge. Once again, this was an official's review.
So again, you're not charged a timeout in that type of situation. Official review. And Ron Hunter is talking with Steven Anderson as well, who's had a lot of dialogue with both coaches in the first 5 minutes and 54 seconds of this game, and there's plenty more of that to come. Two vocal guys. This is Zach Davis backing out the dribble for McDaniel. Into the corner, Givens, who played his first season of college ball in Louisiana at LSU a year ago. And now McDaniel, who's had stints at Michigan and Kansas State. It's Givens for three, puts it in. And
rhythm off the dribble, but still, just kind of in a good flow. You could tell just about how confident he was shooting that's one of his shots. That's an easy shot for him to knock down.
He's made a big-time jump in three-point shooting. Shot at just 25% at LSU a year ago from three. Nearly 38% this season for Memphis. Shot clock to 10. Zone look for Memphis. Ringgold for three. Ring it up. Speaking of much improved from three-point range, he throws that one.
That's huge spot for Tulane. Obviously, Memphis switching up the defense a little bit, being able to get inside there. Just really being able to do that, that's big time for them.
Good offensive rebound and put.
Memphis switching up the defense a little bit, being able to get inside there. Just really being able to do that, that's big time for them.
Good offensive rebound and put. Already with 3 offensive boards. And we get a kick in. Part of that is he had a 40-point game against UAB on February 5th.
Having that type of firepower off the bench is a coach's dream right there, being to have somebody that could do that.
KJ Green right down the lane, scoops it up and in with a foul. He shoots it nearly 79% over his last 6 games. Prior to that, had a stretch of 19 assists against 3 turnovers. So he's going to be a key against these quick and crafty Memphis guards, helping out Brumbaugh and company initiate offense. So Brumbaugh go to the bench. Parker can light it up from anywhere. They find Sylla in the middle of that matchup defense. He throws it away, and Ringgold tracks it from anywhere. They find Sylla in the middle of that matchup defense. He throws it away, and Ringgold tracks it down. Ringgold had it stripped, and it's out of bounds. Last touch.
Sylla, but again, coming back and rushing back in transition.
Well, Ringgold's already knocked down a couple of.
Sylla, but again, coming back and rushing back in transition.
Well, Ringgold's already knocked down a couple of jumpers. That's his first miss from the floor. And here comes Memphis on the move. They're off a 9-point loss last time out against South Florida. They battled the outright regular season champs. It's a misfire from Zach Davis. He's able to track down the rebound. Back out McDaniel, who knifes down the lane. A high floater falls off. And Davis saved the rebound right to KJ down the rebound. Back out McDaniel, who knifes down the lane. A high floater falls off. And Davis saved the rebound right to KJ. So Tulane shooting 6 of 10 from the floor to start, 2 of 5 from 3. And up by 5. Their largest lead. Asher Woods on his senior day. Steps through with a scoop, too strong. Davis lead. Asher Woods on his senior day. Steps through with a scoop, too strong. Davis pulls down the rebound, and Memphis wants to push.
Memphis is doing a great job with kind of their defense of switching everything, showing them different looks, zone, man-to-man, everybody switching. That's huge for Memphis going down, and it converts it. That just has to happen in game.
Zach Davis, the South Carolina transfer, coming off his best game in conference play with 17 against South Florida before fouling out in their loss on Thursday. And he knocks down a triple there. He's not a great three-point shooter. Here's Curtis Williams Jr. taking Sylla off the bounce, trying to find some room. He falls away and missed it. That's great defense by Sylla. And Sylla off the bounce, trying to find some room. He falls away and missed it. That's great defense by Sylla. At 6'11", moving the puppies.
And Coach Hardaway says that Sylla is kind of his kind of unbeknownst, but that type of formula, being able to translate that year to year is big. And in
the 80s as well. It's been a long time coming. And Sylla misses on the second free throw. That ball's batted out of bounds over his eyes. So we figured this could turn into kind of like a heavyweight fight with these two teams playing with desperation. Tulane, of course, if you're just joining us, has clinched a spot in the conference tournament in Birmingham. They'll play in the first round Wednesday. The question is seeding. Memphis has to get a win or an East Carolina loss just to make the conference tournament, something that we did not think we would be saying at the start of the season. And frankly, we didn't think we'd be saying midway into conference play. Asher Woods lost the handle. Shot clock's at 2. Josiah Moore's got to put it up, and they're going to wave it off with a shot clock violation. Tough teams and took some bumps and bruises and went 5-8, but they started conference play 7-3, and now have lost 7 and bruises and went 5-8, but they started conference play 7-3, and now have lost 7 straight games. Scotty Middleton off the turnover. Back to Woods. Fires up a 3. That's batted out of bounds. It'll stay with Tulane.
Kind of a big key factor of them in there early on, those first half wins for them is when that they get to the paint, they get to the other team in foul trouble. So it's going to be actually a big thing for, Bradford's game, protecting that rim and being able to be a presence inside.
Rumbaugh against Bradshaw with speed. A couple of pump fakes in the lane. Bradshaw and Parker. Rumbaugh against Bradshaw with speed. A couple of pump fakes in the lane. Bradshaw and Parker play that perfectly. Hit-ahead pass finds Givens. Good pump fake on Ringgold. A reverse layup was off the mark, but he draws. He's battled some injuries this year. We mentioned he's a Memphis native, so he's back playing in his home. Eric Queen and Asa Newell and Liam McNeely, arguably the best high school basketball team they did, going 33-0. Average margin of victory of 34. And how about 4 first-round picks in the 2025 draft? The turnover by Ringgold. And how about 4 first-round picks in the 2025 draft? The turnover by Ringgold. And here comes McDaniel feeding for Parker. Reverse layups off the mark. Moore battling for the rebound with Bradshaw. Tied Ringgold. And here comes McDaniel feeding for Parker. Reverse layups off the mark. Moore battling for the rebound with Bradshaw. Tied.
That they rotate in and out and keeping that same that same intensity at that position, not dropping off with whoever's in the game.
A couple of guys in this team have NCAA tournament experience for Memphis. Bradshaw's one of them. He started his career at Kentucky, but he doesn't have good memories of that NCAA tournament game because they were upset by Oakland. You might remember John Golke going for 10 threes in that game. One shy of the NCAA tournament record. Now that's only 3 on them. Tulane already was 7. So Memphis is going to be in the bonus for the final 9 minutes of this opening half. They've tied things at 17 as Tulane has hit a scoring drought that's nearing 4 minutes. Brumbaugh and Bradshaw, who's a terrific defender. Brumbaugh can't shake him. Step back triple. It's short. Daniels tips the rebound to Gibbon. Terrific defender. Brumbaugh can't shake him. Step back triple. It's short. Daniels tips the rebound to Gibbons. In Memphis, one of the fastest tempo teams in the nation per Ken Palm and all the analytics. Speeds up court. It's Parker for 3. Around and off. And Palm and all the analytics. Speeds up court. It's Parker for 3. Around and off. And Brumbaugh clears. Penny Hardaway was telling us it was a blessing and a curse to have Parker drop 40 at UAB. As KJ Green has been aggressive early, has another bucket. And he knocks that one into the Tulane bench.
Play kind of in those gray areas for the Tulane team, which is huge when you have a lot of attention on Brumbaugh, Woods, Ringgold, Middleton. Like, when he's able to come in and find his spots and pick his spots really well, that's a big addition for those minutes that he has all on the floor. Doug
McDaniel out to Parker, the other guy with NCAA tournament experience on this roster. He was at McNeese with Will Wade a year ago when they upset Clemson in round 1 in that 12-5 game where he dropped 40 at UAB. While he's averaging about 15 per, he's struggled to be efficient. So Penny Hardaway wanting him to get back to being efficient.
That's the thing, just trying to regulate kind of the expectations and not being able to put too much expectations on yourself. As Hardaway was saying, that he wanted to make sure that he wasn't taking too much on that, he didn't need to, put on himself.
Full potential, but an outstanding career, and he's done a great job coaching this Memphis team over the years as well.
Like you said, all the accolades that he has, he still remembers that he was supposed to go through the middle on that shot. And, doesn't matter, gold medalist, he's like, man, there's that right corner over here, right? Just having that, kind of the memory and kind of that realness of him is great to have.
Curtis Williams drills a 3 with a foul. For Curtis Williams, who misses on the free throw, but an offensive rebound for Asher Woods. And there's a foul inside. For Curtis Williams, who misses on the free throw, but an offensive rebound for Asher Woods. And there's a foul inside. And look, this is a proud program. They are one of 7 teams that have had a winning record every single season since the turn of the century up until this year. But a guy who's had 20-win seasons every year until now, give him a 5-point lead. And Penny Hardaway was telling us, we got to find a way to do the little things better. And that's like free throw blockouts, which ends up leading to a Brumbaugh 3.
And like you said, the flack that he's getting, the heat that he's getting, I mean, what he brings to this team and this city, I think that's kind of overlooked. And, one bad season can't overlook, the beast that they've been in the American for the last, the last 4 or 5 years that at least I can remember for sure. And I know that they're a powerhouse, that they need him and they want him on that staff.
You were obviously part of
that, that at least I can remember for sure. And I know that they're a powerhouse, that they need him and they want him on that staff.
You were obviously part of this rivalry a number of times. You had a couple of wins in this rivalry, so you know how many great players have come through this program over the years. Of course, Jalen Duren, a first-time All-Star in Detroit this season. There's so many great players. You were naming off all the guys in the NBA right now.
I mean, they have just a lot of guys that can come through this league that are, they play tough, they play hard. I mean, they have just a lot of guys that can come through this league that are, they play tough, they play hard, and they're somebody you have to get up for every single day to be able to play, or they'll run you out the gym.
Well, right now, though, they're turning the ball over too much against Tulane. 7 first-half giveaways. Curtis Williams wants the ball and has it. On the smaller McDaniel, Parker comes out on him. Catch and shoot 3 for Woods, and Parker clears. Smaller McDaniel, Parker comes out on him. Catch and shoot 3 for Woods, and Parker clears. Green Williams now 3 of 9 from distance. Another Memphis turnover. Green Williams now 3 of 9 from distance. Another Memphis turnover. Parker threw it right to Woods. He finds Brumbaugh and a foul. That's what's been typically hanging around a little bit in the first half, and then Tulane in the second half has had a lot of trouble with the game getting away.
1,000%. And even Coach Hardaway said that the other day. Just a lot of the mental errors, getting out of their own way has been a big thing this year. And then just kind of what's been, rattling them a little bit down the stretch. And that's kind of just been a big, underline of their season and why they have the record that they have.
Percy Daniels battle
on the stretch, and that's kind of just been a big, underline of their season and why they have the record that they have.
Percy Daniels battle have been with their team 4 consecutive years in the American. A lot of things need to change, but it begins with the hustle plays, the 50-50 balls, and Percy Daniels knocks down a pair of free throws. You credit him and his improvement at the line. It's been night and day. Guy was shooting about 45% for his career until this season. He's around 70% this year.
100%.
Berry for McDaniel. That's a tough 2. He got hit by Green going up.
And he's trying to find anything he can to get himself going and, trying to get some scoring.
100 career assists. Now that is elusive company that he is in as he drills a couple of free throws, shoots it 85.5% at the line. That's the other thing, too. He's automatic. In fact, in conference games, he's even better at 87%. Memphis within 5. Despite being without a field goal in nearly 3 minutes. Asher Woods, baseline attack, puts it up and in. His first field goal, he missed his first 4 shots. Memphis, though, beats Tulane down the floor. A wild miss by Parker. And field goal, he missed his first 4 shots. Memphis, though, beats Tulane down the floor. A wild miss by Parker. And Brumbaugh grabs it. KJ Green back to Brumbaugh. Transition triple. Knew he missed it when he left his hand. KJ Green back to Brumbaugh. Transition triple. Knew he missed it when he left his hand. And McDaniel tracks down the rebound. Brumbaugh had been 2 for 4 from distance to start the day.
Yeah, Memphis is lucky on that one because that could have been a real killer right there, a real dagger to go into a timeout or go to a media right there. But Memphis needs to convert on a basket right now to get themselves some sort of momentum going forward.
Quante Berry working on Williams and Daniels in a straight jacket and a foul.
Pull yourself, calm yourself down and score with, without any time running up the clock.
Quante, 2 years of high school basketball playing in Tennessee. Then went to North Carolina for his final couple of years. Had a terrific high school career. He was 4th in Temple in scoring last year, averaging double figures, but taking a backseat role to McDaniel in this talented and deep backcourt. As KJ Green gets inside, draws another foul.
The big day of trying to be able to limit those fouls because Tulane is a great free throw shooting team. Unfortunately, to limit those turnovers and limit those fouls.
Well, KJ Green's got 6 first-half points, the most he's had in a conference game this season. Also scored 6 on January 21st at FAU. And Tulane's got its largest lead now at 7 as we tick down towards 4 to go in this opening half. Memphis needs a win or an East Carolina loss at UAB later if they want to clinch a spot in the 10-team conference tournament in Birmingham. Again, only the top 10 teams in the American get a berth to Birmingham. This 9 games a year ago, they were a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. As Sylla misses. That's Nick Jordan a couple of years ago. It's a 6-point game.
It's just tough, just kind of a tough mindset that a coach has to have. And even, Nick Jourdain came from Temple too. So that's, he's coming in from another team as well. But just the turnover that every team's going to have it's tough.
Well, that's a good roll by Ringel. Tulane in this first half is getting a lot of what they want offensively. Again, they entered on a 3-game losing streak, really struggling to score the basketball.
They're drawing fouls and being able to convert or try to get anything going back into just converting those good looks.
Thedford, he was at Western Kentucky a year ago, was on the all-freshman team in Conference USA. Did have a season-ending injury in mid-January. Green inside, Ringel. Watched by the 6'11 Sylla, tried to pull the chair, and Ringel 11 Sylla tried to pull the chair, and Ringel stuck with it and scored, and he's got 9 to lead all scores.
And Tyler Ringgold is kind of the key formula for Tulane home wins, it seems like, over this late part of the conference tournament. When he plays good early on in the first half, getting to the basket, drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line, getting himself going, he seems to be kind of one of those spark plugs for the Tulane team that gets their defense going and gets their offense going as well.
Another dangerous pass deflected out to Gibbons. That's a long 3. It's off the mark. Williams bats the rebound. Thedford saves it in bounds. McDaniel dish off Sylla, and he finishes. 5 minutes without a field goal for Memphis. Now Sylla's got 6 off the bench. Brumbaugh for Ringolds. Ringgold down the lane, little side step floater is in. He's already step floater is in. He's already in double figures with 11. How about 5 for 6 to start the game?
Great, just shooting a lot of high percentage shots right there. You can't ask for more than that from Ringgold.
He's only averaging about 4 per, but he has been terrific today in double figures once again, 16th time. Did it 4 times all of last season, his first year of D1 hoops. After not playing at Texas A&M and redshirting as a true freshman 3 seasons ago, I should say. And there is Quante picking down a jumper and bringing Memphis to within a half dozen. Coming up at the half, we've got a feature on the newly opened indoor practice facility and first half stats and highlights from what's been a fun one in uptown New Orleans. Asher Woods gets inside for 2 more. So after missing his first 4, he's made his last couple. And he's got 6. Tulane's lead back to its largest at 8. McDaniel, high floater, missed it. And back to its largest at 8. McDaniel, high floater, missed it. And cleared by Williams. Green Wave above 50% shooting in this opening half and holding Memphis to 37.5%. Neither team shooting the 3-ball well. Woods in the lane. Outside Ringgold. Ring it up again. Green Wave open up a double-digit lead for the first time.
He is unconscious right now. He can't miss inside out. If you were playing 2K with him right now, his whole name would be on fire and lit up right now.
That's a good ending his range. It's been incredible to see his development all season long.
1,000%. And kind of that's something that
Sylla misses both that time. Rebound to Williams. So Memphis in this first half has now missed 7 free throws. Tulane's lead 11. Brumbaugh on a sidestep 3. Around and off. And Berry grabs the rebound. Tulane's lead 11. Brumbaugh on a sidestep 3. Around and off. And Berry grabs the rebound. Again, 3rd college stop in 4 years of college basketball. That's on the low side in this day and age. Memphis has taken 17 first half free throws, but again, they've missed 7 of them. Berry made their team Thursday, and yet that wasn't enough because they allowed 96. They've allowed 40 to Tulane in the first half, a team that came in really struggling offensively over their last 3, having been averaging sub 60. About a 2-second difference in the clocks. Green initiating out high. Brumbaugh off the ball. They get it to him. 5 to shoot. Brumbaugh drives. Knocked away in a big wave for a moment by Berry. Woods took it back, and he was out of bounds. When Berry, a couple tenths put back on, and Miles Colvin off a full court heave, kind of like the Bryce Drew play back in the day, was able to knock one down and beat them at the horn. With 1 to go, McDaniel, did he get it off? He did. And that time it came against Rice. And that was back in early January. They trailed by 9 to start the half here in New Orleans. And a misfire for Davis. That's out of bounds. Will stay with Memphis. Givens misses a three. Rebound. Givens misses a three. Rebound Brumbaugh. So the 5 has started the game out there for Tulane. Brumbaugh feeds a cutting Daniels, who's blocked at the summit by the game out there for Tulane. Brumbaugh feeds a cutting Daniels, who's blocked at the summit by Sylla, who gets the step start. 5-on-4 for Memphis. On the way for Berry and down. And Memphis, who made just 2 of their 2 of the 9 threes in the first half, knocks one down there. Berry has 8, and they're within 6.
It's a huge 3 they needed right there to get themselves going, get a little bit of momentum coming up. Starting this first 4 minutes of the game is crucial for both teams to kind of set the tone to start this second half.
Asher Woods off the bounce against Givens. He hangs, he misses. Ringgold couldn't tip it in. It's batted out of bounds, though, by Sylla. So
second half.
Asher Woods off the bounce against Givens. He hangs, he misses. Ringgold couldn't tip it in. It's batted out of bounds, though, by Sylla. So
he's sprinting transition, blocking shots. He's kind of doing all the little things like Coach Penny said. He does all the little things, and he's kind of unsung hero. And he's been proving it. The last first 20 minutes.
In the plus minus, every Memphis player was in the negative except Sylla. As Brumbaugh drives on him, floater is off. Ringgold is right there. Was in the negative except Sylla. As Brumbaugh drives on him, floater is off. Ringgold is right there. 16, picking up right where he left off in the first half.
And right on, too. Sylla playing great on-ball defense, creating a tough shot, and then nobody boxes out Ringgold, and he gets an easy putback for Tulane.
McDaniel steps back for a 3 and buries it. Season, but shooting it much better of late, where again he came in averaging 22 over his previous 4. So see if he can get going. Had just 4 in the first half.
I know the Tiger faithful is happy to see something go through, especially a long-range 3.
Williams off the mark, and Percy. And I'll tell you what, on his senior day, he had a special moment pregame. His son, Percy Daniels Jr., who was born on Christmas Day. His girlfriend Cheyenne was there with his young boy, and Ron Hunter's talked so much about the incredible father Percy's going to be as Curtis Williams falls away and misses. And he's talked so much about the incredible father Percy's going to be as Curtis Williams falls away and misses. And here comes McDaniel for Memphis, speeding into the front court. He stops on a dime and knocks down the mid-range in 2.5 minutes in the second.
And just like that, don't look up too fast with a 3-point game, and that's the microwave type of scoring that McDaniels can bring to this game, and it doesn't take him much. It just takes him a couple quick hitters, and he can get himself going and get the team going, and you can feel the energy kind of rising a little bit.
Memphis knows they have an incredible sense of desperation to play with, and they're coming out.
Kind of rising a little bit.
Memphis knows they have an incredible sense of desperation to play with, and they're coming out in the second half with it. They've outscored Tulane 8-2 since halftime. On the baseline, Berry missing on a jumper. Rebound Williams. In half, KJ Green hops up, and he's at the scorer's table waiting to check in after giving Ron Hunter great first half minutes off the bench. Probably the most stagnant we've seen Tulane offensively over these last couple minutes to start the half. Woods along the baseline, hangs and puts it in. Now Asher Woods taking some contact and scores. He's got 8.
It's a tough drive by Woods right there. Going up, switching hands mid-air, absorbing the contact, and finishing with the left hand. I mean, that's a big-time basket that Tulane needed right there.
Berry kicks to Givens. Back to Berry, no-look feed inside. Sylla counted plus a foul. Now Skylar had a chance to catch up with Penny Hardaway at halftime as Sylla knocks down a free throw. Skylar.
In the first half, they had it at 19-19, but they just lost grips. He said Tulane is shooting the ball well, and we are losing guys behind the 3. And on the offensive end, we don't have enough flow. To push the lead in the second, guys behind the 3. And on the offensive end, we don't have enough flow. To push the lead in the second half, we need to get the ball inside and touch the paint every time down. And on the defensive end, switch everything and guard our yard. Jack?
Doing just that. Tulane closed the first half, outscoring Memphis 21-12. Memphis has outscored Tulane 13-4 at halftime. Hit-ahead pass to Woods off the inbounds. He goes up and it's blocked cleanly by Sylla at halftime. Hit-ahead pass to Woods off the inbounds. He goes up and it's blocked cleanly by Sylla. and Memphis a chance to grab their first lead. McDaniel off the bounce in the lane, floats it up and off. Sylla an offensive rebound. Fresh 20 for Memphis. Penny Hardaway and his staff preaching patience. Memphis trying to go on top for the first time. Sylla nearly double dribbles. Gibbons off the bounce, lost it in the lane, and Brumbaugh scoops it up. Time Sylla nearly double dribbles. Gibbons off the bounce, lost it in the lane, and Brumbaugh scoops it up. Brumbaugh looking, finds Green, and Tulane had a bit of a power play momentarily, didn't take advantage. It's Brumbaugh for Green. In the corner, Middleton, catch and shoot. Off the mark, and Percy Daniels, and then some. 25 or more points in 2 of his last 3 games coming in, and we figured it was a matter of time for him to get going. He's heated up in this second half. Percy Daniels down the lane and banks it home. How about Percy?
Being able to see it open and just take it and call his own and trust himself. And he did finish through a 6'11" defender right there. That's a big-time contact finish.
Sylla and a blocking.
Now, so it's a good thing I graduated when I did.
I was going to say, you'd have a bit of a tougher time.
Send your shot till you get to the free throw line.
And Sylla's already in double figures for the second time this season. And he now has a new season high with 11 points. Previous high had been 10 against Charlotte on February 8th. Brumbaugh along the baseline, reversed it up and in. So Memphis has tied it up on a couple possessions here to start the second half, but have not had a lead yet. They can do that with a 3. Davis along the baseline, inside to Sylla, floats it up and in again. And
ball finds energy, and he's playing with the most energy on the entire floor right now. And obviously, he's just in the right position. He's making himself available, and he's showing his hands. And that's how Memphis knows where he's at and knows when to drop it off to him.
Started his career at UCF, played 2 years in Orlando for Johnny Dawkins, and then went over to Stephen F. Austin to play in Nacogdoches a season ago. Middleton 3 off the mark. And that's a heck of a one-hand. Again trying to grab its first lead of the game. We approach 14 to play. Memphis needs a win or an ECU loss at UAB to clinch a spot in the American Conference Tournament, which begins Wednesday. Gibbons for the lead. He got it. And
diving and cutting to the lane opens up those three-point shots and gives you step 2 shots instead of having to create off the dribble, shoot contested, high closeout type of shots. Those are big-time shots that you need, and that's what that offense, that's what playing hard does for you.
The Tigers shooting the lights out in Uptown to start the second half. Brumbaugh kicks. KJ Green left wide open. Can't cash it in on a 3. And Middleton tips that ball.
If the guards can have, time to survey the floor, see the cuts with no ball pressure, it gives them easy. They're very comfortable. You want to make their ball, whoever's guarding the ball, very uncomfortable. Make them feel a little uneasy. Dribbling, passing, whatever. That's what you have to do, and that stops all those other cuts and other open shots.
Berry going right at Green, missed it. Bradshaw on the offensive glass missed his hook, and Brumbaugh caught that.
That's what you have to do, and that stops all those other cuts and other open shots.
Berry going right at Green, missed it. Bradshaw on the offensive glass missed his hook, and Brumbaugh caught that.
You never know what you're going to get, which is scary for the coach and the opposing coach. Because what team is going to show up today, but you have to game plan for if one guy's going to show up or if all 12 are going to show up. And Memphis has been the epitome of that. The first half, awful shooting percentage. In the second half, right there, shooting high.
Is taking over in this second half. He has 9 of his 13 in the first, a little more than 7 minutes of the half. Asher Woods cut off well by Bradshaw. The Memphis defense is just at a new level right now. Woods catch and shoot 3. Bullseye!
Right in the worst way, because that's a big-time shot that, they needed that to get this game going and kind of subdue the Memphis fans that are in this crowd that are cheering for him, and calling out coverages for him as well.
On his senior day, Asher Woods in double figures for the 20th time this season. 53-51 Memphis. Bradshaw inside, left-handed hook, trickles in. With that elbow that he's playing through all kinds of pain, somehow able to finesse it in. It's remarkable what this guy's doing. Woods off the bounce, in the lane, leans in and draws a foul.
It'd be one of his first times, kind of experiencing losing at a major level.
The 5th best free throw shooter in the American. He knocks down both. He's 4-4 at the line in his 13. Again, Memphis, a win or an East Carolina loss at UAB, and they clinch a spot in the American Conference Championship. Tulane has already clinched the spot. With a win, they will be the 7 or the 8 seed. With a loss, they'll have to await seeding based on all the games going on today. And there are 5 of them on this final day of the regular season in the American Conference, where road teams have gone 60-52. Just a remarkable number in conference games. Berry in the lane, falls away and gets a soft bounce to go.
Again, just big-time shots. Players calling their own number, just taking confident shots right there. And, again, like you said, though, he's getting himself going, and another dangerous option that Memphis has a plethora of to pick from.
Woods, bottom on a 3. Woods ignite the fire on his senior day. Now with 16, that's his second triple. Brings the Green Wave within 1. Davis down the lane, cut off, and Woods picked it off. 1. Davis down the lane, cut off, and Woods picked it off. Woods inside, and he's fouled. I prefer over Brumbaugh, considering he's one of the best in program history. All right, so that's a mutual. And after going 0 of 3 from distance in the first half, he's made 2 of his 3 second-half triples. He's got 17 points, a game high. Ringgold has 16, Brumbaugh with 10. Each team has 3 in double figures. We're deadlocked at 57, tied for the 5th time today. We've had only 1 lead change in this game. That was when Memphis retook the lead early in the second half. McDaniel falling away, missed it, tipped up and in by Davis with a foul. Early in the second half, McDaniel falling away, missed it, tipped up and in by Davis with a foul.
Just grit and good feel of the ball, being able to put that in.
I mentioned Davis was coming off his best game in America. Close loss to conference champion South Florida. Went 8 for 10 from the floor. Only 5 points today for him, but some big buckets. Williams for 3. He knocks it down. Now Curtis Williams Jr.'s got 7. And the Green Wave, after missing their first 4 second-half threes, have made 3 in a row. Davis for 3. Can't respond. Chases down his own miss. Right in front of his bench. And finds Berry. In the lane, his pull-up jump shot around and off. Rebound tip to Daniel. He's at 10+ with how many rebounds he's been involved with.
He's got a lot of those.
A lot of tip rebounds.
Yeah, a lot of those crashing the glass, getting those offensive rebounding fouls, just saving possessions.
Williams, not that time. Knew it was off and left his hands.
Offensive rebounding fouls, just saving possessions.
Williams, not that time. Knew it was off and left his hands. And McDaniel wants to push. He skips it to Berry, who dashes down the lane. Reverse layup up and in. Reverse layup up and in. Oh, that's pretty with some English. And Memphis back in the lead.
Man, that type of finish right there just frowned your face up, because that was just a nasty finish right there, finishing on the other side.
Asher Woods contorting, can't finish. Bradshaw.
Frowned your face up, because that was just a nasty finish right there, finishing on the other side.
Asher Woods contorting, can't finish. Bradshaw, some contact with him, no call. 4-on-4 sequence. McDaniel pull-up. And it trickles in. Doug McDaniel is starting to get all kinds of...
And then Bradshaw, they're just trying to get their balance, regain their balance. But again, just a tough play. And it's the type of game that we love to have, we love to watch.
It's been a roller coaster ride for both of these teams in conference play. Memphis has lost 7 in a row after a 7-3 start. Tulane's lost 3 in a row after winning 4 in a row. And Brumbaugh's got 3.
And that right there, again, a lot of the intensity right there kind of had a little lull. And Brumbaugh was able to sneak behind the defense with a great screen right there and knock down a big-time shot.
Doug McDaniel, 11 second-half points for Memphis of his 15. Zach Davis off the bounce in the lane against Middleton, scooped it up and in. He's got 2 buckets in their last 3 trips down the floor.
That was a great shot right there. Absorbent in contact, high outside of the lane, but that's just a tough finish and a great touch on that layup finish.
Again, coming off 17 points against South Florida on Thursday. Daniels initiating out high in his senior day, and that's a reaching foul.
But I think the Tulane-Memphis rivalry is maybe the best one in the American Conference. This game, whenever it comes on, no matter where it's at, is never a game to turn away from. You never want to flip the channel, because it's always going to live up to the hype that comes in with.
Middleton, not that time on a 3. Again, Memphis needs a win or an East Carolina loss at UAB to clinch a spot in the American Conference tournament. Something that we did not think we would be saying for the preseason favorite in the league. They've lost 7 straight games. Longest skid since the 1993-1994 season when they lost 8 in a row. A turnover on Longest skid since the 1993-1994 season when they lost 8 in a row. A turnover on McDaniel. Williams down the lane and tried to hammer it and missed a dunk. Middleton lost it. Memphis grabs it. A turnover on McDaniel. Williams down the lane and tried to hammer it and missed a dunk. Middleton lost it. Memphis grabs it back. Hit ahead pass to Berry. Memphis on the run. Berry up and in. Over the top. Huge 4-point swing.
It's a huge 4-point swing right there because, again, that dunk would have been a lot of energy in here for Tulane and then kind of just, sucks the air out of the gym for Tulane and a big-time tough finish for Memphis on the other end.
I'll tell you what, Woods went.
And, playing with a high energy, and that's what Memphis wants from out there.
100 per. And he has had big moment after big moment. If this comes down to a late big moment, he's been able to do in the clutch. None clutcher than what he did the buzzer beater against Rice last February.
And some people forget, but he was a bucket at VMI. He was a big time scorer.
Average 14 per.
Exactly. When he came to Tulane, he kind of settled himself in because he was playing with a lot of good guys, and slowly got himself back and got back to that level.
Berry again.
That level.
Berry again. Burying a three. Now his name is matching his output in the second half. Brumbaugh kicks. Asher Woods in the corner. Berry knocked it away. And Berry's starting to... Asher Woods in the corner. Berry knocked it away. And Berry's starting to take over here for Memphis. The Tigers on the push, leading by 5. They have matched their largest lead of the game. They trailed the entire first half, and they trailed the first 5 minutes of the second half. They can extend to a 3-possession game with a basket here. Inside 6 to play. McDaniel for Givens. Against Williams, the shot clock at 3. He left that one short. Memphis had made their previous 5 shots. Does Tulane have a response in them? And down low, battling. But
the battles when he plays hard, and there might be some of that father strength in there a little bit, something like that.
A crucial miss, 68%. That was his first miss at the line today, now 2 of 3. Still a 5-point Memphis lead. Approaching 5 to play. Sylla in the lane. Double on him. Almost slipped the pivot foot. Shot clock to single digits. Doug McDaniel backtracking, couldn't find the handle. It's Givens with 5. Washed by Woods. Inside his jump shot, around and off. Rebound volleyball around and out of bounds. It's going to stay with hands in there, but a lot more white jerseys. Inbounds pass, meanwhile, right to Davis on team at 7. It's 3 possessions for the first time today. Williams for 3 to respond, can't do it. And all of a sudden, the Green minutes without a bucket. And the Memphis faithful have made their way to Uptown, starting to rock. Outdone their first half output by 10 points.
Drawing help, getting to the lane, drawing the double team, drawing help side, and then being able to connect and convert off of those.
Givens, and now Berry. He's had a hot hand in the second half. Givens will try a 3. That's off the mark, and Brumbaugh clears. Berry. He's had a hot hand in the second half. Givens will try a 3. That's off the mark, and Brumbaugh clears. He tries to push. And Memphis' transition defense picking up. Brumbaugh steps through with the left hand, somehow reversed it in. Oh, he pulls a Houdini act along the baseline. And that stops a scoring drought of more than 2 minutes for Tulane and brings them within 5.
And just like we were saying, Jack, that right there is what they need to do. Easy baskets, get their hand on the backboard.
Can they stack stops now is the question.
1,000%.
Feels like a long time since they've done it. Berry, drop-off feed. Sylla goes up and he's fouled by Ringel.
And trying to position themselves for a win.
Sylla misses on the first free streak since the 93-94 campaign, the year after Penny Hardaway, after a 4-game win streak. A 6-point Memphis lead. 3:45 to go. Green got a 3.
A half an inch being another extra point right there is just big time for Tulane to miss opportunities. But a big shot by Green, though, because they needed that. 8
points for Green, still a high in conference play this season. This is Givens off the bounce. McDaniel, 11 of his 15 in the second half. Make it 14. He just keeps on cooking, and Memphis is back to its largest lead at 7. Green for Williams. We tick down towards 3 to go. Is it Rowan Brumbaugh time? Down the lane, ball knocked out of bounds. 3 minutes even to play. Again, Memphis has just one come-from-behind win when trailing at the half this year. Asher Woods leans in, blocked by Sylla. Ball to the deck and taken away by McDaniel, who has been in Memphis. He's up to 18 points after scoring 4 in the first half. 1 for 4 in the first half. He's made 6 of his 8 shots in the second. Ball in his hands. 2:35 and ticking. Memphis trying to stretch out to its largest lead. McDaniel and Brumbaugh on a step-back jumper. It's true. I'm late in Uptown. He's got 20 and 16 in the second half.
He had that look in his eye like he wanted to put a dagger in Tulane's defense right there, and that was a huge shot.
Curtis Williams answers back with a 2 with 2:12 to go. Whole thing. Penny Hardaway's got plenty of experience of winning conference tournaments, so when you've got the guard play, you can make it happen. They double-team Gibbons. Tulane now needs to stop in the worst way. Memphis again, better than 61% in the second half. Davis cut off by Daniels. Feeds it inside to Sylla. Backing down on Williams. His floater around and in again. Game for Sylla, who's got 16 points on 5 for 6 from the floor.
Sylla's been deadly in that 7-foot range, just finishing with a great touch. That's what all big men need to learn to be able to make that shot.
How about that bounce for Brumbaugh? And that is
score, stops and conversions.
Do you force the ball out of McDaniel's hands trying to make someone else beat you?
1,000%. I don't want him to be the reason that we lose the game. I want somebody else to beat me.
And look, Berry's been terrific too. Sylla's been terrific, but McDaniel has just been electric in this second half.
Like you said, you got to pick your poison at some point in the game.
Memphis burning clock. Tulane not fouling. It's Davis puts a shoulder in. That's an offensive foul.
Need the force and you need to get that.
Huge possession for Tulane. A three-pointer and they're back within a possession. Rowan Brumbaugh inside, lost the ball out of bounds. It's off Davis's team fouls. So dangerous time. They've got to be efficient offensively. Have to have something here. It's Woods in the corner, and now Daniels back to Brumbaugh, who's got 18. Woods, a team high 19, drives and scores. He drives and scores, and he gets into a 4-point game. So we're inside a minute. A dangerous pass, and Brumbaugh took it away. So we're inside a minute. A dangerous pass, and Brumbaugh took it away. Brumbaugh down the lane, and that's a goaltend. They're going to count it. They every time. Brumbaugh to make it a 1-point game. He does. And they are within 1 after Memphis led by 9 at 80-71. Felt like he was slipping away. A 16-second difference in the clocks. Tulane trying to knock off Memphis on senior day. Davis in the lane. Bounce pass to Sylla. Takes some contact and draws a foul. Sylla 6 for 11 at the line. Make it 6-12. Season high 16. Make it 17. Clock is dark. Inside 20 seconds. KJ Green with the handle. Down the lane he goes for the tie. With 12.7 or deadlock at 81. Memphis can now play for the final shot of regulation. It's McDaniel, and with 7.5 seconds to go, a team-high 20, 16 in the second half. Here he is, 1 in blue. 5 seconds left. With 3, with 2, McDaniel rises for the win. It's off the mark, and we will have overtime to jump it up. Second OT game for both teams this season. That falls under Ron Hunter in overtime. Something about OT bringing out the best in Tulane. Again, the Green Wave have already locked up a spot in the conference tournament. They'll play on day 1. Memphis needs a win or an ECU loss to clinch a spot. Brumbaugh down the lane for 2. 3. A game high, and Tulane takes the lead by 2.
That was a perfect amount of hesitation in his game, getting Sylla a little bit flat-footed and being able to beat him off the dribble with his quickness. Big time layup, big time attack.
So again, Tulane closed the regulation, a 10-1 run, making 12-1. Berry falls away, missed it. Still on the offensive glass, batted around. Middleton throws it ahead to Woods. Closed the regulation, a 10-1 run, making 12-1. Berry falls away, missed it. Still on the offensive glass, batted around. Middleton throws it ahead to Woods. Who wisely slows things down with Memphis getting back well in transition. Memphis, who's dropped 7 straight games, in danger of missing the American Conference Tournament. They came into the day 10th in the American. You gotta be in the top 10 to reach the conference tournament in Birmingham. Curtis Williams off the bounce against Sylla, throws it to Brumbaugh, and ball finished as 25.
That was a great, great just, awareness right there, and Brumbaugh being in the right place at the right time to kind of bail Williams out a little bit right there, but great find by him. Big late game situation at Memphis on the road, and this is just another big time performance by Brumbaugh, and he's trying to complete the whole series.
McDaniel down the lane, high lefty scoop, no. Middleton wrestles away the rebound, and Rowan Brumbaugh will slow things down. He's got 10 of Tulane's last 14 points. And for as good as Tulane has turned around offensively, the defense has been remarkable too. Brumbaugh has made both shots to begin overtime for Tulane. Woods dashes down the lane, his reverse layup around and off. Percy Daniels on his senior day makes it 6-0 to start OT for Tulane.
Huge putback by Percy Daniels, just again being in the right place at the right time, not expecting that the layup's going to go through and just not taking any chances.
Sylla has 16 points in the game, so it is Percy Daniels' time. They have outscored Memphis 16-1 since there were
Get real interesting now because Percy Daniels now has 4 fouls as well at that big position, so that's going to be.
On Hunter considered downsizing. You give up size, but you get more offense. Second free throw around and off, and that's Adam Hiller, a box out of the free throw. Inbounds pass to Bradshaw. He's hit. He scores, and a chance at one. Defense, his hustle, his tenacity. Bradshaw completes the three-point shooter, 78%. He's got 8 points. And Memphis is now within 2, 87-85. We tick down towards 2.5 to go in overtime. Memphis led by 9 with 1:36 to go in regulation. And Brumbaugh just lost that basketball out of bounds. Nothing to call a foul. Guy who came in second in the American, and both free throws made and free. Now checks in with 2:29 to go in overtime, with Tulane down their top 2, 27, with 19 in the second half for overtime. 6 already in OT for Brumbaugh. Does Memphis have a counter? Berry, no look feed to Givens. He's fouled on the way up by Rapp. First free throw in for Gitter with LSU. On a team that didn't win many games. He's in another down season this year as far as Memphis' win total, but a couple of big freebies there to bring Memphis within 2. 89-87. This has been an absolute thriller in Uptown. Regular season finale in the American. Memphis' hopes of reaching the conference championship on the line. A kick out to Green, left open for 3, almost walks. Inside 2 minutes to go in OT. Shot clock in single digits. Brumbaugh off to Middleton, back to Brumbaugh. Inside scoop shot, flying in for the putback. It's Williams. Out of nowhere. He's got 11.
Circus shot and circus putback. I mean, geez, you can't. That's Sports Center quality type of stuff right there.
A double-double for Williams, 11 and 10. Bradshaw inside on Middleton, counter plus a foul.
Huge body control as well.
Bradshaw, dislocated elbow, battered and bruised and all on the Big Easy and making big free throws. He's into double figures. Memphis is within 1. Middleton thought about a quick 3. Instead, Brumbaugh. 6 points already in OT. Give him 8. Give him 29. In this one, Tulane trying to complete the regular season sweep of Memphis for the 3rd time since 1983. Bradshaw working on Rasmussen. Ball batted out of bounds, and he'll stay with Memphis. McDaniel with 20 to lead the way for Memphis. 18 for Berry, but Bradshaw's been the guy late inside. Major size advantage for Memphis. Berry along the baseline and a foul.
Play as smart as you can because every foul is going to send them to the line.
Berry haven't won since February 8th against Charlotte. Free throws in. Back to a 1-point game. Tulane has led nearly the entire overtime session, where Memphis is yet to lead. Tulane led by as many as 6 in OT to begin it. Brumbaugh behind the back in the lane, kick out Williams. At this point, you got to be trying to find Brumbaugh every time. Shot clock at 10, down to a little more than 30 seconds left. Williams almost lost the handle. Down to 5 to shoot. Williams did lose the handle. Taken away by Memphis. Williams almost lost the handle. Down to 5 to shoot. Williams did lose the handle. Taken away by Memphis. Hit ahead pass to Berry. Into Brumbaugh. Reverse layup is in. Tulane down 1. Can Brumbaugh do it down the stretch? He falls away and hits. A 4:31 for Brumbaugh. 10 of Tulane's 14 in OT. 6 seconds to go in overtime. Berry inside, leans in and draws a foul. 6%. Calmly knocks down the first for the lead. No timeouts for Tulane. Berry got them both, didn't touch on. 2.3 left. Can Tulane pull off a miracle? It's Brumbaugh for the win. No good.